It started like any other light-hearted evening in the world of Korean entertainment, a cheerful live broadcast meant to promote a drama, Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. The set was warm, filled with laughter, with cast members exchanging jokes and behind-the-scenes stories. No one could have predicted that this routine promotional event would soon turn into one of the most talked-about live broadcasts in recent Korean television history. As the cameras rolled, the host asked questions about the show's romantic chemistry, teasing the cast in the usual way. Yoona, radiant as ever, laughed gracefully while the younger actors playfully competed for attention. Sitting beside her was Chae-min, the rising star who played King Ihan, a role that had earned him admiration for his emotional depth and quiet charisma. Then, in a heartbeat, everything changed. With a shy but sincere smile, Chae-min looked directly at Yoona and said words that froze the entire room. "Honestly," he began, his voice trembling ever so slightly, "you're the type of woman I like the most." For a few seconds, there was silence, the kind of silence that only happens when something completely unexpected occurs. Even the camera operator seemed to hesitate, unsure whether to zoom in or pan away. Yoona blinked, visibly taken aback, before breaking into a soft, warm laugh that instantly filled the room with a mix of shock and delight. The hosts gasped, the audience screamed, and social media exploded before the sentence even finished echoing. The confession wasn't part of the script. It wasn't planned, rehearsed, or hinted at. It was raw, spontaneous, and achingly real. Chae-min, still smiling nervously, added quietly, "I really mean it." His tone wasn't teasing, his eyes didn't wander. There was no trace of fan service in his words. For a moment, it didn't feel like an interview. It felt like watching someone confess, honestly, without filters, on live television. Yoona's reaction was pure grace. She smiled again, leaned back slightly, and said, "If I were your age again, maybe I'd be in trouble right now." Her playful tone sent the crowd into chaos. Laughter erupted. The hosts clutched their cue cards, speechless. The staff in the control room could be heard giggling behind the cameras. And within minutes, that single moment was spreading across social media like wildfire. Fans called it the sweetest chaos in K-biz. Clips from the broadcast were replayed endlessly, shared across Twitter, TikTok, and Weibo. Some people were screaming from excitement. Others were stunned by the sincerity in Chae-min's tone. One fan wrote, "That wasn't acting. That was real emotion, right there, live on air." But what made the moment truly unforgettable was what followed. Throughout the rest of the live show, Chae-min kept stealing glances at Yoona, sometimes shyly, sometimes playfully. His posture was relaxed, but his eyes told a different story. Every time she spoke, he seemed to listen a little too intently. Every time she laughed, he smiled unconsciously. When asked about his first impression of her, he hesitated before saying, "I was too nervous to even look her in the eye during our first script reading. She was Yoona, someone I grew up watching. But once she smiled at me, it felt like everything just clicked." Yoona chuckled and responded with her trademark wit, "You've grown up well. Maybe too well for your own good." The studio burst into laughter again, but beneath the humor, there was an undeniable chemistry that filled every second of their exchange. By the end of the live broadcast, fans were convinced they had just witnessed something extraordinary. Not an act, not fan service, but a genuine emotional slip, caught live on national television. Within an hour, hashtags like #LeChae-min-confession and #YoonaReaction were dominating trending charts across Asia. Fan edits of the confession appeared on YouTube and Instagram, racking up millions of views overnight. International fans subtitled the clip in different languages, calling it the most romantic, unscripted moment of the year. One producer from the show even admitted anonymously that the line had not been scripted at all. "We didn't plan that," the producer said. "You could tell from the reaction, it was pure, unfiltered emotion. Everyone in the studio felt it." The next day, reporters hounded both actors for clarification. Was it just playful banter? A marketing stunt? Or something more? Chae-min, when approached by journalists, laughed shyly. "I didn't mean to shock anyone," he said. "It wasn't something I planned to say. But when you admire someone for so long and finally get to work with them, sometimes the truth just comes out. Yoona Sunbeam has been a huge inspiration to me." His words, once again, went viral. Fans flooded comment sections with heart emojis and hopeful speculations. Many admired his bravery, calling him the most honest rookie actor in K-drama history. Others praised his maturity and sincerity, saying it was refreshing to see a young actor express genuine admiration instead of rehearsed politeness. Yoona, meanwhile, handled the situation with her signature elegance. During a fan event a few days later, when asked about the confession, she smiled warmly and replied, "He's still young. I'm flattered, but I think what he really likes is Jang, the character, not me." Her statement drew laughter and applause, but fans weren't convinced. To them, Yoona's gentle deflection only added fuel to the fire. Online discussions grew heated. Was she subtly rejecting him or simply protecting him from the frenzy of attention? As days passed, behind-the-scenes photos from Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, began resurfacing. In the images, Yoona and Chae-min could be seen sharing snacks, laughing together, and leaning close during rehearsals. Fans noticed the way his eyes seemed to always find her, or how she sometimes adjusted his microphone cord, small, intimate gestures that spoke louder than words. Soon, entertainment forums were filled with theories. Some said it was a simple crush. Others believed it was the beginning of something deeper. A popular post on a Korean community site read, "Their chemistry is beyond acting. If they ever date for real, I'd fully support it." Entertainment journalists began calling the moment the most spontaneous romantic confession on Korean live TV in years. Some even compared it to iconic moments from early 2000s variety shows, where real emotions occasionally slipped through the polished surface of celebrity life. But beyond the gossip and headlines, there was something profoundly human about what had happened. Viewers around the world were reminded that even in an industry built on image and performance, moments of authenticity still exist. For Chae-min, the confession seemed to mark a turning point in his career. He was no longer just the promising young actor who played a gentle king. He became a symbol of honesty and emotional courage. His fanbase grew exponentially, with fans praising not just his looks or talent, but his heart. In an interview weeks later, he was asked if he regretted saying what he said. He smiled thoughtfully and replied, "No. I don't think you should ever regret telling the truth. Whether it's acting or life, sincerity is what people remember." Yoona, too, gained newfound admiration for her grace and humility in handling the situation. Despite the media frenzy, she never dismissed or ridiculed his confession. Instead, she treated it with warmth, the kind that made people love her even more. Behind the polished facade of show business, the incident became a quiet reminder of how unpredictable human emotion can be. Two people, from different generations and different stages of fame, shared a real moment under the bright lights, one that neither of them could have rehearsed, and one that millions of people would never forget. Months later, as the drama wrapped up its final episodes, fans continued to replay that fateful live broadcast. Some joked that the chemistry between their characters in the show felt even more believable after that night. Others simply said that it reminded them why they fell in love with K-dramas in the first place, not for the fantasy, but for the emotions that sometimes spill into reality. To this day, the clip of Chae-min's confession remains one of the most replayed moments in recent K-entertainment history. It's more than just viral content. It's a story of authenticity in an industry where everything is controlled and polished. People often forget that celebrities are human too, capable of nerves, admiration, and genuine affection. And maybe that's why this moment touched so many hearts. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't planned. It was simply real. As one fan beautifully put it, maybe it doesn't matter whether they end up together or not. What matters is that, for a few seconds, we all saw what it looks like when someone speaks from the heart, not as a character, not as a celebrity, but as a person. And that, perhaps, is what made this confession so unforgettable.